And now, coming at you live from the basement of Benson Memorial Center, I give you the Camcast. Hello and welcome back, casters. This is your host, Cam Bick.
I'm Sydney.
And we are the hosts of the Camcast. I didn't feel the need to repeat.
It's still the same people.
It's a long week. My brain's
This
still...
has been going for 2 quarters now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Well, with you involved.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Like the same hosts.
When did the Camcast really begin? Was it when I just started talking, or was it when Sydney came in and enhanced my show? Yes, Broncos. It is Parents Weekend. We've got these old fogies walking around. Sorry, respected and revered. Most of them former alum, roaming all around campus.
Yes,
and
they are.
They are so fun to watch.
Yes. And we purposely turned on the studio lights in here just so they could see us make a fool out of ourselves.
Exactly.
And maybe think, oh, the underground sound is actually alive.
Exactly. And so they'll think, wow, look at these two spunky young college kids doing college radio. They love the word spunky. Spunky doing college radio. How fun. That was like back when I did college radio back in the day. All right, Mark, that's enough. We're moving.
Wait, I just want to knock on the door.
I just want to see.
Susan, let me knock on
the
door.
Poke. Mark, no, we have to go to.
Oh my God, here's Mark.
Here's Mark. Hawaiian. Oh my God.
Going in the women's restroom.
Okay,
He's going in the women's restroom. Mark.
Oh my God. If only this was a video show.
He went in the women's restroom.
We have a case one dad right outside the studio. Mark is in a Hawaiian shirt. A woman just walked out. Okay, let's try and describe this as best we can to our listeners. We have a case one Mark. All right, now Mark is our prototype dad name for the time being. We're talking outrageous blue Hawaiian shirt, flip flops,
gray balding hair.
Great, well that's a given.
Right.
And cut khaki shorts.
Little overweight, little on the shorter side.
Little, yeah.
Staring up at the fluorescent lights, trying to make sense of where he is in the basement of Benson Memorial Center. He sees
and then wandering
the restroom sign.
Oh, it's a bathroom. Okay, cool.
Turns the corner and enters, even though it says women on the door.
I like women. I'll head on in.
Uh-oh.
And there is a large influx of women heading in and out.
And
how
does he not notice?
He's still in the bathroom.
There are no urinals in there.
Not one.
There are plenty of tampons and maxi pads on the countertops.
He has to have seen one of the women walking out too.
I know.
Unless he shacked up in a stall and he's just hanging on for dear life. I mean, I can't say I haven't had a few accidental run-ins with the women's bathroom, but I usually try to piece out of there like a POW.
Right.
I'm like
shield your eyes.
It's like, go,
but
go.
At least it's not like me walking into a men's restroom and then that's like everything's out there and I'm like,
yeah. No, like
at least there's stalls in ours.
Yes. So you at least you can take cover. For me, it's
right.
kind of like it's like a haunted house. I just want to get out undisturbed, as little resistance as possible. Just get me out of there. Yep.
I'm imagining, what's the movie? National Treasure,
of
where
course.
the guy's in the bathroom on his computer on the toilet.
I'm in.
And like the security is like banging down every single door and then like he like makes an escape beforehand, and they open the door that he's supposed to be in, and it's empty. I'm like, I imagine that as you. Like you made your way out before anyone could catch you.
Yep, exactly. I'm very sneaky.
Yes.
Not that I want to go into the women's bathroom, but people make mistakes. It happens. I'm like, crap. I don't see any urinals.
Suddenly, I just still have to go to the bathroom.
I've been duped. Might as well while I'm here. But then once I'm out of there, it's like Mission Impossible. I usually try to sit like cross-legged so no one can see my hairy legs.
Well, you never know. You could be just one of the very environmentalist students here.
How'd that make me environmentalist?
If you don't shave.
Oh, true. Something like a Forge Garden volunteer. Well, Sid, we're
nothing against the Forge Garden.
No. They're just
we love them very much.
They're very interesting.
Very interesting beings.
They're very interesting beings.
We love you, Forge Garden.
They live a different lifestyle than we do. They flowery adornments all over their clothes. They're just kind of a laid back people.
They are.
They're a peaceful tribe, though.
Mm-hmm.
They live a very peaceful, very, very humble way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like I guess you could kind of compare them to the the Amish. Like the Amish.
Amish.
Less traditional. They kind of the same chill, laid back type of lifestyle.
Are the Amish chill and laid back, or just old fashioned?
A bit of both. They live off the land.
But why?
From the accounts I've heard, they're pretty laid back people.
Except when someone wants to leave.
I think you can freely leave.
Interesting.
They're
freely to judge.
I think they're a pretty tolerant people.
All right.
From my musings.
Except on the TLC show Breaking Amish.
I don't.
That's reality TV.
It's reality TV. Is it reality? Well,
are the Amish reality?
In their own special way. Sid, we're on Mark Watch 2020 right now.
We are. Where is he?
Anxiously waiting to see what happens when he comes out of the women's bathroom.
See, I was thinking that he'd just try to go in the supply closet. That the other male tried to get into.
And his odds are only getting worse. We're watching live. We're seeing girl after girl going into the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Only making his odds worse. This is going to be a tough one to get out of for Mark.
He must be taking quite some time in there, if you know what I mean.
Rationally speaking, yes. It's in his best interest to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Mark has a few options up his sleeve. Mark could yell loudly. He could maybe pull a fire alarm.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to draw attention away from himself.
Yes.
So if there's any way he could get the girls out of the bathroom, that's how he does it.
I think by staying in there and stinking up the place.
He could stink it up. He could maybe get like a fire alarm noise on his on his phone and throw it out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like beep 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 beep. Get out, get out. Beep 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 beep. Get out, get out. That could maybe divert their attention and he could just run away.
Okay, so
kind of
I think we're
hobble.
going to transition because he is still not out of the bathroom.
Maybe he's been caught and he's getting a talking to. You're not allowed to be in here, you kid. Oh, I saw the bathroom and
I feel like women are just not that confrontational.
You don't think so?
No, they just be washing their hands in the sink and looking at him in the mirror going, "Are you supposed to be in here?"
Because it says women's restroom pretty blatantly. It's a pretty tough detail to miss.
It is.
Although when you're taken aback by the fluorescent lights on the ceiling,
you could just get mistaken.
You could just get mesmerized in Lower Benson.
Yep.
There's no sign of light anywhere. Kind of feels like being in a submarine sometimes.
So anyways, we'll keep you posted when he walks right back out of the bathroom. But
we're gonna
transition to our first topic.
I'm going to be watching
because
Threshold.
Somehow going to the bathroom and hiding in the bathroom was not our first topic on schedule.
No, this is completely out of the blue.
So last night was a pretty fun night. It was very busy
was.
for everyone. There was a lot of things going on.
TEDx.
But Cam, yeah, what did you do last night?
What did I do? Oh, no, that's not him. False alarm. I emceed for TEDx.
Wow, how did that go?
Which you helped run.
Yes, I did.
You got to give yourself some credit. Huh?
I'm patting myself on the back.
Patting ourselves. I thought it went really well. I thought it was a blast.
You hung out with the team backstage.
I hung out with the team backstage. I remember I had been busting my butt getting all the intros ready for
Thank you
for the speakers
for your hard work.
because I was under the impression I'd have a teleprompter. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll have because I'll just remember the key points. I'll have a teleprompter for what to say. And last minute they told me what's on the teleprompter is on the
screen, the PowerPoint.
The
it's very
projector.
hard for
so they can't separate the
us
two.
because if we were trying to do that, we would have had 2 confidence monitors, but 3 separate laptops to hook up.
Yeah, and we don't. So I just figured at that point, okay, I'm just gonna wing it.
Exactly.
And wing it, I did.
Yeah.
I thought I did my best.
I thought you did pretty good. I mean, I had to leave and scan people in during the transitions, but I heard a little bit of the gist of it, and I thought it was pretty good.
There were a few times I got hiccuped or I kind of forgot what to say, but I thought I recovered pretty well.
I think so.
I think people's tolerance for spacing out your words or for slipping up is actually a lot higher than you always give yourself credit for.
Definitely.
People are able to give you a lot of leeway. Like if someone forgets what to say, her cadence is kind of off, no one really cares.
And you're a student too,
True.
They don't expect
the bar's lower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't expect you to be this perfectly rehearsed MC. They would be shocked if you were actually, but and plus it makes you a little bit more relatable because you're introducing your fellow students as speakers and also professionals, and this is ultimately a student run event. So we want to remind them of that as well. So
it actually added value.
Definitely.
It's actually better than
and also people love you, Cam. So
Thank you.
What better way?
I'll tell you what though, what I thought was hilarious, I tried throwing a few jokes in there to try and spice things up and try to get the crowd going, but they just were stonewalling me the whole time.
I know. I think at the end they got a little better.
I warmed them up by the end, but God, there are a few jokes I threw out.
Like what? Because I didn't hear many of them.
Okay, so for one of them, there's this one guy, Mr. I don't know if he's a doctor.
Jamie. Just call him Jamie.
Jamie Walters. He's very cool. He studies water conservation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking up all these ways that we can create a system where we use water more efficiently.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things he did in the past, he smuggled water to political dissidents in Africa.
Oh.
Their water supply was being restricted by, I think, whoever was in power. And so I was just on stage and I said, smuggling water to political dissidents is pretty cool, guys. I think the only smuggling I've ever done in my young adult life, smuggling the gluten-free cookies out of the jar past my parents' room. Silence.
No one else is gluten-free.
Even I thought cookie was no laughter at all.
Oh no!
And so there were a few of those where they just tanked, and I went backstage, and everyone's laughing their butts off at me, and I'm like, guys, come on, give me something.
And honestly, we had a back row of TED team, and then in the backstage as well, and we were all laughing.
Oh yeah,
we love Cam, and it's just so funny.
Like the TED team, I can tell they're very close, and we all had. I feel like I'm kind of part of a team. Part of the team because I'm a new addition.
You're a new addition to the group message as well.
That's true.
Welcome.
Aiden added me. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I figured I have so much. I feel like I have so much to give. I have so much to offer. And it'd be a crime if I was left out. I'm even fine with hearing all.
I mean, if you want to come to the meetings.
So should we get into our favorite speaker?
I think so.
So, among all of our speakers who were talking about very interesting things, you had the effects of plants on the human psyche. You had water conservation. You had kind of stuff like
cold emailing.
Cold emailing, right? Cold emailing business execs for advice and for starting your own business. We had one speaker who was a little bit more on the eccentric side.
You can't see me, but my eyes are rolling back, far, far, far back into my head.
Her eyes are white right now. They're just her pupils are so far in the back of her head. We were graced by the presence of. Are we allowed to say her name?
A professor here at SCU.
A professor here at SCU.
Well, actually, Ted's a public event, and I feel like everyone has the same opinion.
How about we do it?
Dr.
Sunwolf. You heard that right.
And it is one word, 2 capital letters. Capital S-U-N.
No space.
Capital W-O-L-F.
No
first name, no last name.
No. You may be wondering, is her name, what's her real name? Is it Jennifer? Is it Mary? Is it, I don't know, Martha? We don't know either.
Nope.
She just came up and said, "Hi, I'm Sunwolf. Nice to meet you. What's your name?"
I wonder why she changed her name.
Considering she's probably an ex-Forge Garden person. Now that I think about it, we're talking flowery garments, very, very. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say Forge Garden because she was kind of mean.
Right. I would say
I rescind that.
She's not. She's definitely not a Forge Garden type.
No. It's kind of weird because on one hand, she's
like a hippie revolution era,
but she's
like
cranky.
Flower girl.
She's a cranky
but
hippie.
She's better than you.
Yeah. She's more enlightened.
Exactly.
Like I've never seen a holier than thou hippie, and lo and behold,
here
my mind has been changed.
Right.
And I've seen lots of hippies, Sydney.
Really?
Catholic hippies, German hippies when I was abroad, and they're very peaceful people.
Right.
Not
and
this
I feel
type
like
though.
Love, not hate. She was definitely hating on us.
There's a lot of hate.
She hates gift giving, apparently.
So her TED Talk was on the science of gift giving. What do you do? Like, what's the best kind of gift to give a loved one, to give maybe a spouse, to give a brother?
Did you notice that she said, yeah, someone asked me, and I hate this question, but what's the best gift to give? And I was like, this is totally at
That's
Cam. Because you asked that question to her at rehearsal.
Oh,
remember?
Right. See, I tuned out a lot of her speech out of spite. But
me too, but that was the one part I heard, and I was like, that was a dig.
What I thought was hilarious, though, so she went like 10 minutes over.
It was awful.
She said, so her first rehearsal, we're still watching for Mark. She gives her first rehearsal thing on Monday, and it's already too long.
Right.
The PowerPoint is crazy. The PowerPoint is like...
looks like McDonald's.
We're talking black background, red and yellow text.
But some in brush script, some in typewriter.
Some in like
some
Comic
in
Sans.
Helvetica.
There were some Comic Sans in there, I think.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Crazy Aunt. It's like if Crazy Aunt is a 10-year... That's right, I just call her Crazy Aunt. Yeah. Crazy Aunt is a tenured professor. It was bonkers.
Yeah.
But so then we... And then, you think it's bad then. And then the last 10 minutes, she does tarot card readings. And so then we're just laughing like, what the heck, dude? She's like, these tarot card archetypes are the best for giving and receiving. And we're just like, okay, you've now that you've brought out the magic, like the mystery, what's it called? The psychic stuff. Now you're totally Crazy Aunt territory. Okay,
it was awful.
You have crossed the plane. And so then at the end of her speech, she's like, okay, what could I do better? Fully not ready to take criticism. She's like, what can I do better? And we're like...
Well, she was ready to leave the stage, and Michelle had to push her back out and say, like, we have some constructive criticism for you. And she's like,
I killed it. Great. What did I do?
Like, what do you want me to do
and
better?
We're like, you went too wrong. She's like, what should I do better? And we're all thinking, maybe get rid of the tarot card reading. I don't know.
Maybe get rid of everything.
Maybe do the whole speech.
Maybe leave.
But so then we find her Twitter.
That is true.
Her Twitter is, I think we're both pulling it up right now. Her Twitter might be the best thing I've ever seen.
Haikus about crayons.
We're talking haikus about crayons. Little poems. I guess that is what a haiku is, though. Haikus. We're talking like Shavasana yoga tips. Just kind of everything in the Crazy Aunt sphere. Like, imagine your Crazy Aunt became a Buddhist, which probably has happened to a lot of you, so you can relate.
Has yours?
Oh yeah, she lives in New Mexico now.
Oh, good.
She's like, I don't know what she is, but she's teetering on Buddhism. She's great. She's just crazy. Where's my favorite one from her? Come on, give me crayon. Oh. Red is the last color emitted by a dying star, and the first color to disappear from a child's crayon box. Red.
It was just awful.
And our yellow, oh God.
Oh, Big Bird.
Today I salute the yellow crayon because it offers a radiant splash of sunshine in spite of gloomy weather, and because, ellipses, Big Bird. So we pull up her Twitter, and we are cracking up at just how buck wild her speech was. And she's standing right in front of me, so I'm not allowed to laugh. I have to keep a straight face, but I am doing my darndest just to keep composure. It's like I'm on SNL, and it got to the point where one of the other guys, Ted, or not Ted, Aiden, Aiden and I had to run backstage, or we had to go outside because we couldn't hold it anymore. We had to laugh. So she was. Oh no, Mark is a woman.
Was Mark a woman?
Mark's a woman. Okay, I'm so sorry.
It was Susan the whole time.
Oh God.
It was her haircut.
It was Susan.
From the back.
We only saw her from behind. It was She has my haircut.
She has your haircut.
Okay, we've never assume. I was thinking like maybe there's a 5% chance it's a woman.
But she was in there for literally 20 minutes.
She's probably playing Candy Crush, as one does. Candy Crush.
Cam, oh my gosh.
Okay.
It was Susan.
But long story short, Sunwolf was kind of the heart of Ted in a way. We were always backstage just riffing and cracking jokes about whatever she was up to. She gave out little worry dolls.
They were about 1 centimeter tall.
Yeah.
And she
made of wood and like string.
I don't know where she kept them, but I think they were in her poncho. And so it looked like she was awkwardly like flinging the bottom of her poncho, but all of a sudden you could just see these little specks of something fly out into the crowd. It was just so
bizarre.
We're
watching backstage, we're like, what in the heck is she throwing? What is that? Why, Sunwolf? Why?
And it was like the 7th slide talking about Guatemala when she has never rehearsed her talk that she's giving right now.
It's got to be a class lecture, we think.
Well, it was a class lecture, and now I think she's just rambling.
But I think, Sydney, overall, it was a lot of fun.
It was. Wait, so who was your favorite?
Who was my favorite? I'd have to say Jamie, I think.
Yeah, I liked Jamie a lot.
The water conservation man, the smuggler.
I feel like we should have switched up the order because it was hard to have Sunwolf and then Jamie because they were both very heavy topics, and one you weren't interested in, and then to follow it with another heavy topic was like.
But it is interesting, and so
right.
you're like it's cool, but it sucks because you're kind of
you're
like
following this really boring speaker that no one was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should have put NATO in between them.
NATO, the comedian.
Yes,
and he got the crowd laughing a little bit.
Yes, he did. I was
Decently
actually
funny.
Surprised. One of the
oh God, he stand-up comic who
one of
performed.
the funniest things that I was relating it to was the little interview. It's a meme about this kid talking about this dream that he had. And when NATO got up on stage, it was clear that he really didn't write out his talk. He was just going to get up there and be super comfortable on the stage and figure out his sentence after he started it.
Sounds like my Love Jones performance later tonight.
Right. So
I can relate.
So obviously he's a stand-up comic. He's going to get up there and be like he's going to be very comfortable on the stage. So I thought he could just wing it. And so half of his talk, especially towards the end, sounded like this audio, which I'm going to play for you right now.
Oh, please do.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Yes.
And that was basically like
I love that.
Between his thoughts, like his trains of thoughts, he would just like, okay, well, well,
do you ever think
okay,
like
I guess
if
do you ever think like
have you
It was honestly
ever,
exactly like that, and I was dying laughing, but I couldn't play the audio for my friends because we had to be respectful in the audience. But as soon as it was over, I sent that to our group message, and we were all laughing.
Knock on wood, Love Jones goes better than that. Luckily, I only have 5 minutes, so my opportunity for screwing up is
you don't have 5 minutes to spare on that.
Right, I got to go fast. So it's 1:25. I think we take a break.
I think so.
Then we're gonna come back. We've got Bachelor talk. We got a little Parents Weekend talk, and Love Jones. Little preview if we have time.
Sounds good.
So on that note, we're gonna go I think we're gonna go my song first, and then
we'll figure out mine.
We'll take yours next. We have like a little agreement. We both pick one dope song before the show and then play it.
Yep.
So we'll be right back. This is Last Night by Carolina Liar. One of my personal favorites from them. You guys are gonna like this one. Stay tuned. That is Last Night by Carolina Liar. Sid, you were bopping a little bit to it.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
It's kind of like nostalgic, but also like angsty.
Yeah, like a bit of both.
Definitely a mood.
Feels kind of Killers-esque to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think one of the things I like about the show, I'll just come in, I'll pick my music recommendation, and Sydney will pick hers, and most of the time we both vibe each other. We're like, subtly going to add that to the queue. Just move on with my day.
Especially like your small pools stuff.
Ooh.
Definitely vibe with that.
There we go. Kat felt the same way. My twin sister felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the parents walking outside were feeling pretty similar too. We saw a few spunky parents.
They gave us thumbs up. They were pointing at us. They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Mark trying to knock on the door.
Student involvement. Hey, can I get on the air? Mark, your son has a class. We have to go. No, it'll be like old times.
We're going to the president's address, Mark. This is so much better than the president's address.
We have a boardroom meeting, Mark. Oh, it doesn't matter. Come on, we used to rip beers back in the day. We used to use zips. I don't know what those are, but it sounds very 80s.
Oh my gosh.
So spunky. Okay.
So,
Parents Weekend. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right, why not? So, the Parents Weekend is amazing. It brightens my week. It brightens my day. Seeing just the looks on the parents' faces, it's like seeing kids again, ironically, because they're so surprised by everything they see.
Yes.
It's like a new world to them.
And yet they still don't understand anything that's happening in my classes.
Not at all. But that's the beauty of it.
Right. I try to talk to them about my classes, and they go,
"Oh,
Sydney,
okay.
You're so smart. We would have never done this. No."
Really? Oh, my parents don't give me that at all. Because my dad was general studies, but he did a lot of econ,
so he understands.
I go to him for advice. Yeah, I'll ask him all the time about econ related questions, and he'll give me answers.
Yeah,
it's cool because it's kind of a real world perspective. Like we get all this theory in class, and sometimes we'll talk about examples, but he'll be like, "Oh yeah," I'll talk to him about like green energy policy, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, like the J.P. Morgan thing." And I'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" And so he gives me all this inspiration. There are two types of parents I've realized exist at Parents Weekend, though, Sydney.
Really?
There are two. You've got type 1, the ones who go to all the sanctioned school activities.
Yes. And
go to classes.
Yeah. They're very serious.
They're very serious, but they're also like, "Oh, this is what Benson looks like. This is what..."
Now show us your dorm room. Show us your roommate. Okay, now show us your teacher. Do you get her a present every time you leave?
Have you heard that question? Oh,
no.
God. We got so many of those at orientation, Sydney.
Oh, really?
So, my favorite question ever. So, what time is curfew?
This isn't BYU.
This is not BYU. Although, when we play BYU and Pepperdine, I always heckle them.
Right.
Pepperdine has segregated dorms.
So does Notre Dame.
Pepperdine. Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I know they're a Catholic school. I didn't know it was that.
Yes.
That extreme.
It is extreme. There are no fraternities, sororities, nothing. Right. They want you to make friends with your dorm,
and you live
which
there.
Includes girls and boys.
You live there like all 4 years, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to live in South Bend? In the apartment complex across the street?
Over near Mayor Pete.
Above Chipotle? Near Mayor Pete.
Hi.
I honestly think Mayor Pete lives on Notre Dame campus.
He's probably
Whenever someone says I'm from South Bend, you know they live on Notre Dame campus.
There's nothing. What else is there to do?
Nothing.
Maybe a bowling alley. Gyms.
There's literally one strip mall across the street.
Probably bars. Because that's what you do.
I don't recall seeing any bars.
I mean, I feel like any small town, there's got to be a bar because that's how you cope.
Right. But there's just so much to do on Notre Dame campus. You don't ever get sick of it.
Okay, yeah. Sure thing. Sydney's giving me the orientation leader stare right now. Like the student ambassador stare. Are there any questions? Oh, more spunky parents. Yeah!
Woo!
Go Broncos!
They can't hear us.
So the second type of parent, Sydney, is probably more like my mom.
My housemates' moms.
Or yeah. Kat's housemates' moms are all like this. And they're the ones that they're like, okay, I know what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
the campus is cool, but that's not where the real action's going on. The real action's off campus. And so they drop you off to your class and you're like, all right, bye, sweetie. I'm going to Bellamy.
Exactly.
I remember day one of not preview day. It's what's day one of school, or what's like the first weekend?
Welcome weekend.
During welcome weekend, my dad is like, my dad's going to all these seminar classes with us, kind of getting acquainted with the campus. And my mom, like first chance he gets, takes Kat. She's like, we're going to Bellamy. Come on. We look over, gosh. She's like playing beer pong with all the frat guys.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I bet my mom could beat my butt and die in beer die. I would bet my life on it.
My dad, I feel like my mom would be like, okay, Sydney, what are we doing? And she'll like look at me and like grab my arm and be like, like I messed it up. And I was like, Mom, you need to just be cool. And she's like, oh my gosh. She'd be like so nervous. And my dad'd be like, okay, how are we doing this? What are the rules? So you just, okay. And he'll like do it. And he'll be like, I got it. He'll be very calm the whole time.
Yeah.
And be like, so Sydney, explain to me what a FIFA is.
Should be a FIFA is when you
you overshoot when the die is overshot.
It overshoots the table, so it doesn't count, but the other player
you have to
can
kick it.
If you kick it and catch it, you get a point.
Right. One person has to kick it, the other person has to catch it.
Some people can do it. Like all the Sig Pie guys are amazing at that.
Right.
Because they so much practice.
I just never remember. Like when it's overshot, I just kind of like let it go.
Yeah.
I just never remember to FIFA.
Got to go for that FIFA.
Right.
It's a fun game though. Even play like sober. I just think it's a well-designed game. So my friends are like, go play die. What are you drinking, bro? I'm like, water. It's still
fun.
I just like the game.
Yeah.
I just like to compete.
My friends and I, so they found a beer die table in the back of their house, like in their backyard. Super old, like all the tree like debris has fallen on it.
Is it a flat surface though?
Yes.
Oh, so it works.
We moved it out a couple weekends ago.
Die up, baby.
Played die on our front lawn. Like we were all like girls just playing die on our front lawn, and everyone was coming by and saying hi. Some boys came over and were like, celeb shot, and like it was super fun. Like I've always wanted to do that. Like I don't want to be like a part of the guy table, you know, like walking up and being like this groupie at this one like
because
guy
they
house.
exist. They are so
right, and I don't want to be that annoying person. I want to be the cool girl that's playing die and knows how to play die.
Yeah. Oh my God, there are so many like groupies outside my house. The
Yeah.
house next to us. It's like all guys playing die, and then there'll be a few birds just hanging around.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, how do I
oh my
throw
God,
it?
do you have cider?
Do you have
I don't like
White
this
Claw?
beer.
This beer tastes kind of gross.
Well, I'd say
Yeah.
my favorite part of like my school like tour, like we came at 10 in the morning, and I think this still happens to this day and will be happening this weekend, is people playing quote unquote mimosa die.
Ooh.
So, but instead of like champagne, they'll have a full handle of vodka and some orange juice and drink them separately.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite
somehow
takeaway from this school. And I hope the parents partake in that this weekend.
Somehow that's mimosa die. If my mom is listening, she's probably got her notepad out. She's like, ooh, I'll remember that. That sounds smart.
And then if you say that, you'll be seen as a cool mom.
You're a cool mom.
Yeah.
I'm not like the others. I'm a cool mom.
Right. Yeah.
Mean Girls.
I feel like my parents would want to go out to a party. They wouldn't be like super crazy or anything, but I feel like I'm too awkward to take them out and like know what's going on.
My mom is going out tonight with my sister.
That's crazy.
There's a party at my sister's house, and my mom is going.
Is it like a date and a fifth, but with your parents? So your parents and you have to split a fifth, because that would be epic.
That would be epic. That would also that would leave the big family down to 3, because 2 of them would be dead. I don't know. I don't know if it's date and a fifth, but it's probably gonna end up being the same amount of alcohol consumed.
Probably.
So I don't know. Should I go early and then leave so I don't have to see the aftermath, or should I?
Can you take me as your honorary parent?
So I know my dad's dipping. My dad's like, I don't want anything to do. He doesn't want to be around it. He's like, I'm dipping.
So your dad's gonna be your date.
He wants to sleep. No, he wants to go to sleep. Although we'd be people watching the whole time. It would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna do that.
So I will be your dad.
Sure.
Yes.
You want to be Big Daddy Sydney?
I mean, Father O'Brien already thinks I'm your mom.
So why not take Dad also? I mean, Chris is more the father role.
Right.
But, you know, in absentia, you could take Dad role also.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of people watching. And then tomorrow, I don't know what they're doing. They're probably going to play Die or something.
That's cute. My parents are coming in tomorrow for lunch.
That's going to be fun.
So.
And then we have the senior ball.
We do, and we have a plan. Our parents are officially going to meet.
The parents, the Castor parents are going to meet each other.
Since freshman year, we've been friends, but our parents have never come over here at the same time. It's never lined up.
It just never, the chance has never arisen.
Nope.
I don't know if my dad.
Because they don't normally go to basketball games, but your parents do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so my parents are actually here quite a bit, but they're always at Levy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at the pool.
Or at the pool. Well, back when Kat was playing.
Right.
But now not as much. Sid, I say we give your song a shot.
Yes.
And then you know what's coming up next.
It's The Bachelor,
talk, baby. Yeah, we got a little Bachelor.
I still
talk.
am not caught up. I didn't watch this week's episode.
I read the reviews. I'm still not watching.
I looked at all the memes.
We looked at the meme. We're gonna be honest. We read the memes. More spunky parents.
Hey, spunky
Go Broncos.
parents.
we read the reviews and we read the memes. It is just getting taxing to do anything otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm in a sea of schoolwork, and I am morally opposed to dedicating that much time to, instead of doing schoolwork, watching this garbage heap of an experience right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, even without the commercials, it's still like an hour and a half.
It's
and I can't even find that amount of time to watch it.
I like every time I think about doing it, I'm like, oh, there's literally anything else I could be doing.
Right. Like, I've had so much stuff to do.
I have nothing else I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have nothing I would give up for this.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, Sydney, here's your next song.
Okay, it's by the beloved Taylor Swift. My friend, so I was really hesitant towards listening to the Lover album. Like, I don't know why. I was just like not in the mood. And so I finally have listened to it.
The whole thing.
Many times through.
So I beat you to it.
Yes, you did.
That's
absolutely. And so did my friend JL, because
that's crazy
I'm going to shout him out right now. He goes to Pepperdine, but he loves Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And
I see you, JL.
I was texting him about it, and I said, haha, I've never even listened to the Lover album. He goes, it's like this song, Paper Rings, is reminiscent of her Red album, and you need to listen to it. So this is what got me started listening to Lover, the album. So here's Paper Rings by Taylor Swift.
We're putting you on the spot now, Sid. Here we go. Paper Rings.
Like your friends were the night that we first met. Went home and tried to stalk you on the internet. Now I've read all of the books beside your bed. The wine is cold like the shoulder that I gave you in the street. Cat and mouse for a month or 2 or 3. Now I wake up in the night and watch you breathe. Kiss me once cause you know I had a long night. Kiss me twice cause it's gonna be alright. 3 times cause I waited my whole life.
You're
That's right, you're the one I want. I hate accidents, except when we went from friends to this. Darling, you're the one I want. I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. That's right, darling, you're the one I want. And I hate accidents, except when we went from friends to this. That's right, darling, you're the one I want. In paper rings, in picture rings, in all my dreams. You're the one I want. In paper rings, in picture rings, in all my dreams. You're the one I
All right, that is Paper Rings by Taylor Swift.
Cam, did you like it?
Yeah. Well, I've listened to it before you did.
Well,
so.
right, but
I could have recommended you that one.
true. We had a dance party.
We had a little dance party.
Yeah, we're not gonna lie. It was really fun.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Tay-Tay's a guilty pleasure of, I think, many, many men out there.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, they're all my best friends.
Yeah. Well, great minds think alike.
Right.
That's probably how you rope them in. You're like, tell it to me straight. Do you really like Taylor Swift?
Oh my gosh.
They're like, yeah. Come on. Bachelor, same deal.
Yeah.
We're on the same.
I don't think JL watches The Bachelor though.
But like same idea.
Same idea. You're the same type of guy.
We both live in McLaughlin, and you're like, do you like the Bachelor? And I'm like, yes, I do. Let's go watch it in the lounge and get a bunch of people who like The Bachelor.
We tried to start a fantasy league.
Friendship Born. Yeah, that one didn't. That kind of fizzled.
It did.
We tried
because
though.
we didn't get repeat watchers. It was always someone different every week.
That's the thing with The Bachelor is so much interest dies out after like the first 2 or 3 weeks because people are like, wait a minute, I have other things in my life I can do.
Right.
On a Monday night.
For 2 hours.
Like homework. And I don't need to watch them complain at each other.
Right. And that's the point that we've found ourselves.
We're and now we're almost having like a Bachelor existential crisis where we just don't know, is it worth even
rewatching?
Is it
streaming?
Is it worth streaming? Like,
even without commercials, is it worth it?
Are we just waiting for Bachelor in Paradise at this point? Because BIP I will watch.
Well, we still have The Bachelorette.
Oh, I forgot. I know.
So they better pick a good one.
On that note,
Who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be? Who is the Bachelorette going to be?
So, I don't know. I've seen a lot of like memes and posts.
I've heard a lot of talk of Tia.
Me too.
And that I don't
worries
like.
Me.
That worries me because the hell that she put Colton through.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know where your head's at, and you need to tell me when you need to commit right now, even though the entire point of the show is not committing.
Right.
And Colton's like, sorry, I just don't know where my head's at. He's being a little annoying about it, but it wasn't bad.
Well, it's not even like, I don't know where my head's at. It's literally like, Cassie is so much better than you.
I kind of like... That was before he met Cassie, though, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He hadn't met...
I thought she came back on during his season.
Tia did?
Or maybe he was on... No. Yeah, for sure.
No, you know what? It was at the wedding, wasn't it? Didn't he go to a wedding where Tia was there?
But then they met and then they started talking, I thought. Because Tia wasn't on his season.
This is so much to remember over something that's so meaningless.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You got to refresh everyone's memories.
Here's the scoop on how Tia and Colton met. Perhaps one of the juiciest storylines on this season of The Bachelorette is the confusing relationship that Colton Underwood had with Tia Booth, a contestant from Ari's season of The Bachelor. Very early on, Colton confessed to Becca that he not only knew Tia, but that the two had a romantic fling before he started filming. See? This news understandably sent Becca into a tailspin. She speaks with both Colton and Tia in depth about their relationship and their intentions.
Oh, no, I remember this.
Yeah.
The nail salon.
Remember Tia came and they were sitting on a balcony or something?
Yeah.
And
oh, God. The Bachelor producers are so good at this. Finding who has dated who, bringing them on the show and being like, surprise!
Right.
You've dated other people before. Crazy thought, I know.
Yeah.
They did the same with Victoria F, where they're like, they bring on Chase Rice, and they're like, oh my God, how crazy is this that your ex-boyfriend, who's or maybe not even an ex-boy.
Oh, it was Becca's season. It was Becca's season. I'm so sorry. So Tia was on Ari's season. Colton was on Becca's season.
Yeah.
Becca was making this decision between Colton and a few other guys, and then it was made clear that Colton had known Tia before, and so they brought Tia onto the show, onto the Bachelorette.
Some wild stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Colton's season because he hadn't met Cassie.
Not totally. So maybe not, but Tia, I just remember being she just irked me.
Yeah.
I was never I really like this person.
And it wasn't like one of those things like Kaylin, I think, where we were kind of annoyed with both her and Hannah B, and then in the end, they were both good people.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, she kind of just stayed irrelevant and annoying.
As for our other picks, what about Hannah Ann? If she doesn't win, first of all, what's Peter gonna do?
Okay, so I brought this up on our little script, and it was during my math class, and I had a revelation.
No, please do.
So
what is your revelation?
I'm thinking, since the season hasn't been spoiled yet, I want to know what this weird circumstance is. And I'm thinking that it has to do with Victoria F. and her sleeping with married men in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Minor conflict of interest.
So I think that plays a role here. But I think he either picks her or eliminates the other girl, or Hannah Ann, and doesn't like Hannah Ann enough to be engaged. Because he was rooting for Victoria F. to be the one.
Yeah.
Even though we can see that it's a very toxic relationship. So I'm pretty sure he either picks her or eliminates everyone else and is totally set on Victoria. And then the marriage stuff comes out. And he ends up like Hannah B and Jed. Where
it's a Jed situation.
They might be engaged. They might be in a relationship afterwards. But some revelation has come that she's been doing these terrible things. And they decided to keep it really under wraps. The producers, instead of Hannah B is seen without Jed and blah blah blah.
Instead of telling Peter they
instead of
should.
Making it a People magazine article that they've broken up.
Yeah.
I think they've just chosen not to spoil the season at all. And then since Hannah and Peter ended the same exact way, then after the final rose, it'll be so momentous and so cute that they're finally gonna end up together.
You think he's gonna end up with Hannah
and then they're
B?
just buttering us up, Hannah B was so good for him, and he's making all the wrong decisions, but then he's gonna be left heartbroken, just like Hannah was, and then we're gonna fall in love with Peter, and then we're gonna smush them right back together.
Oh, guess what? Spunky parents.
Spunky parents.
They're all over.
Hi, parents.
They can't.
Hi, Mom.
They all love
Susan.
Susan, Mark.
Stop looking at the board.
Mark.
Start looking at us.
Mark, come back. They're doing radio. Oh, are they? That's cool. Look at that. I used to do that back.
Look at us through this fishbowl glass.
Little fishbowl.
We are in an aquarium.
We are
Look at us.
Fish who talk about The Bachelor. And we are gossip fish. I think there's another special circumstance we may be overlooking.
What?
Him dating one of the producers.
Right.
You heard the tea about this.
See, I was trying to avoid it because I don't want to spoil anything.
At this point, I don't care.
Yeah.
If I read spoilers, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
So shout out
it
to
means nothing to me anymore.
Chris's dad, who
Mr. Gunsky.
He watches The Bachelor with us and then just has a million questions. And it's really funny.
Yeah.
And so he'll just sit down at dinner with us sometimes. And I should say that I sit down at dinner with them because they invite me to dinner. But
yeah.
He'll sit down at dinner and the entire conversation will be him asking questions about The Bachelor. And he has asked about the producer drama. He's asked about the married men drama. He reads blogs about The Bachelor and sees articles. And
that's awesome.
I just am how did you find out about this? And so we have to kind of disprove him on everything and say oh, that's kind of gossip and it's not real. But
I love that he's reading more gossip than you guys are. He's more into the theoretical.
Oh, absolutely.
He's speculating more than you guys are.
Absolutely.
That is so funny.
Right.
I got to talk to him about it.
So I'm just...
I didn't know he watched.
Well, yeah, he watches with the rest of everyone. When everyone else is doing it, he'll watch it.
Unbelievable.
Right. So
yeah,
it's pretty great. He's such a funny guy.
So the Hannah B is a possibility. The producer is a possibility.
Yep. But I feel like any of these things would be spoiled, and I'm wondering what makes this so special that it's not spoiled.
Hannah B.
Is it?
I'm gonna say producer, because all of her family members follow him on Instagram, and all of his family members follow her on Instagram. That's not a coincidence.
But they
Chris
have
Harrison
monitored every other thing about Instagram throughout this entire season. Like I feel like I've told you this before, but literally like Hannah Ann will be posting about like she's at the beach somewhere, and Peter will be posting an Instagram story in the same place. And then Peter posts a video of him working out, and Victoria posts a picture of her working out. So like they are trying so hard to lead us on all these very different paths. And so I feel like with everyone following her, they probably said, you guys all need to follow her, so they lose the scent again.
Okay.
So I feel like this is like very plausible.
It's a big game of
setup.
It's like a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it can't be spoiled. Maybe they're trying to make it not spoiled.
We've also heard that Chris
made a deal with Reality Steve.
We've heard Chris say they have an intimate relationship, and we've seen multiple outings of them getting drinks, getting dinner, hanging out just them.
I feel like it's all a setup.
Okay.
I feel like it's a setup because they take such careful, meticulous plans to make sure that the Bachelor and the person he chooses, they're both at safe houses. They both have secret dates. No one knows.
Yeah.
But like, they wouldn't just like skip out on this an unspoilable season and like suddenly like take their hands off.
Unless there's a leaker.
No, I don't think so. Because they
Okay.
wouldn't be seen out in public if they were together. This is only their attempt at trying to steer us down the wrong path.
Point taken. I will still say I will accept your theory that it's Hannah B, but I will counter with it being the producer, and we're just gonna have to wait.
All right.
We're both on the record saying it.
I think so.
Other possible options. Victoria F could maybe be the next Bachelorette,
Ew.
but no one's gonna want that.
No.
Kelly, I've heard.
I don't like Kelly.
Kelly's not okay.
Madison, probably.
Madison is it?
I feel like it would be a pure season.
Colton Part 2.
But I feel like they should just like stop with the whole virginity thing and like.
They're kind of beating it to death, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, why do they do that, Cam? Like, I'm serious. They know we don't like it.
I don't know.
Like after 5 episodes, they knew that we wouldn't like it.
And yet they did it anyway.
The entire season.
They and then the virginity thing for Colton was just beaten to death.
Exactly.
It was so annoying.
Yeah.
I have no answer for you on that, Sid.
Yeah.
I think they just it causes interest. It sparks people's imaginations. It gets people going.
Yeah.
I can't think of any better reason than that.
I just don't think like
Intrigue. I would just say intrigue.
It's just so annoying, and they know it's so annoying, and they know Victoria's so annoying.
That's what they. That's
it's
what they do, though.
It's like overproduced.
Welcome. Well, yeah. Welcome to the party, Sid.
But I just wish it was like at least just a little bit better.
A little saner.
You know, like
yeah.
If you want to make one episode about him dealing with his virginity drama, so be it.
Not 5.
Don't make an entire season about it.
And God, for Christ's sakes, like just have the crazy people on the show. That's fine. Have them duke it out, but then have people that are actually like nice.
Decent.
God, like don't have someone that's negging him and manipulating him and just being a bad person. That just gets annoying, in my opinion.
Annoying, and it's awful for Peter.
And it's bad. It's just not fun to watch.
You're toying with his emotions.
And it just makes for bad TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we're not anticipating the next week, hoping that she's gonna get off because we know she's not.
She's somehow gonna stay on.
Right.
Yeah. Well, on that note, that concludes the 24th episode of the Camcast.
If you guys are interested, Cam is performing at Love Jones tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in Locatelli again?
It is in Locatelli.
It is in Locatelli. What time? Shout yourself out.
7:30. I'm performing around 8.
Sweet.
And I'm doing a set on Parents Weekend.
Nice.
It's on all sorts of parent. Oh, more spunky parents.
Hi, spunky parents.
They're everywhere. I'm doing it about the parents.
Good.
I'll do it for the parents.
Are the parents going to be there?
They're going to be at dinner with Kat, but it's going to be recorded. Maybe I'll make a joke about it.
Yes, please do it. Yeah.
I want to make a joke about it without sounding like too mean.
No, it should be like, so my parents really wanted to come to this, but I also have a twin sister. And
we all know where their priorities lie.
Their priorities, they decided to go get food with her instead of coming here and us all getting dinner afterwards.
So it shows you how proud of.
They're very proud of. And then you end it. They're very proud of my stand-up career.
Yes. Yes. Sydney should just write my set.
I think I should.
Maybe I'll run material by you later.
Yes.
I'll run my set by you.
Oh my God! Yay. Okay. Well, it's been real.
On that note,
happy Parents Weekend.
Yes. Go have fun with your spunky parents.
Yeah. Go do mimosa beer dye. Mimosa dye. Maybe beer dye.
Mimosa vodka orange juice dye.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, anyways, folks, we're signing off. I'm Cam.
I'm Sydney.
And this has been the Camcast.
Go Broncos, Broncos.
Go Broncos, Broncos. I can't even say it right. Peace out, casters.